Hello, I'm the nostalgia critic guy, remember? So you don't have to. Every once in a while, something nostalgic blows up on the internet that you just say, how the hell did I miss this? How the hell did I miss this? The Kid's Guide to the Internet was an instructional video released in 1997 and doesn't sound particularly exciting. It's exactly what it describes, kids instructing other kids about this new device called the Internet. And it came and went and honestly didn't have much of an impact on anything, but years later, the Internet rediscovered it and had a blast with how hilariously of its time it was. Collectively, the video has gathered well over 2 million views and has been showcased by several internet personalities. Yet somehow, I never saw it. I had no idea this existed until about a year ago, and by God, I needed to know more. But sadly, from the research I did, there wasn't much more. Little is known about the making of this cult oddity. In fact, only one person on its IMDb even has a profile picture. And every Jameson family member is just called the Jameson. But what's even more surprising is, get this, Kid's Guide to the Internet is a sequel. 1 year earlier, the exact same people gave us the Family Guide to Computers. Well, I'm not gonna get into the entire Kid's Guide to the Internet ethos without diving into its lore, so naturally, I'm gonna look both these over. Because it's the 90s, y'all, and I have to know when I can't use my landline in my IKEA showroom. So let's look over these 30-minute classics that are still giving the internet hours of laughs. This is gonna be delightful. So let's start with the lesser known yet chronologically correct, episode 1, Family Guide to Computers. Yeah, the was just slowing things down. Okay, if you're in the 90s and you don't even know how a VCR works, they ain't gonna teach you shit in this.
High-tech, Twilight Zone to Star Trek.
Hey, slow down, all these modern shows are too new to follow.
Take the spin, now you're in really techno-hip.
Techno-hip was a very popular phrase from Mickey Mouse's rap album. Of course that was a thing! Oh good, public access TV is doing their version of TGIF, WTF.
It's another day in the life of a family. Maybe a little bit like yours.
I'd laugh too if my family was a Stepford Wives 7 Heaven crossover.
We're the Jamesons, and if you're like us, until recently, we didn't know much about computers.
You'll want to listen to what the mother is saying, but pay closer attention to the kids. The boy clearly dropped acid and is fascinated by the cameraman turning into a lobster, and the girl literally just discovered, Jesus, is this how short my skirt's gonna be?
The first thing you need to do is set up your new computer system.
It's really exciting to take the computer out of the box.
Almost as exciting as the one day we're allowed out of the house.
And the installation of additional software is made automatic with Microsoft Windows 95.
Kid, you can say it. You were the prototype for Jim Brewer, weren't you?
And if you got lucky, you got a scanner too. It's fun because it lets you put photos and images inside your computer.
Starting to realize exciting and fun for this family is choosing whether to wait in the doctor's waiting room or the dentist's waiting room.
That's good advice, Peter.
So, after you've got everything installed, you'll be excited.
Yeah, the computer comes on.
Whoa, calm down, Peter. You almost blinked on that take.
You see the icons on the screen? They represent the programs you have. It's cool.
It really is.
All of you need to get out more.
Now here's an efficient solution for at-home computer problem solving. Semantic PC Handyman.
He'll make Clippy look like a $2 whore. I am only 3 minutes in and by God, this is giving me so much material.
One of the most basic computer applications is word processing.
Excuse me, I needed some gin to get through the rest of this.
In the good old days, this was known as typing.
The wife is like, this is why I'm banging your brother.
I did a great report for school on surfing, complete with footnotes, a table of contents. It got me an A.
All right.
And I did a newsletter for Girl Scouts, complete with pictures.
That's great.
That's great, honey.
Wonder who the favorite is. Peter, you get ice cream. The other one, you get out of my sight.
Even though I work out of the home, professional word processing makes my company look as big as the others.
Almost, Mom.
What's that? I couldn't hear you over your multi-million-dollar Girl Scout newsletter. To what?
If you're going to be using your system in a pretty basic way, you may find that the word processor included in your computer's startup package is sufficient for your needs.
They show you how to use Microsoft Word. It's honestly the most straightforward they get without working in jokes, or whatever half of what we're watching is. But then shit gets really exciting. Spreadsheets.
Do you know what a spreadsheet is, Peter?
Sure I do, Dad.
Damn right, you give up your seat whenever Peter is talking.
They're used in big businesses, the military, and the government to do these same types of analyses. only much bigger.
Why wasn't I that smart when I was a kid?
The wife is like, I found a folding scythe under our daughter's pillow. Maybe we should stop giving her reasons to use it. They show you how to use Microsoft Excel, and then we move on to installation.
I still remember back in the old days of computers when 40 megabytes was a lot.
Geez, Dad, that's ancient history. Did you have black and white televisions back then, too?
No, and we didn't have Duke Nukem either, and if you're not careful, neither will you.
Sorry.
Busted.
Our laughter hides the tears in our hearts.
You'll simply select the default locations most of the time. That allows the computer to make the most likely settings automatically.
Even when the daughter talks, he's like, how did my seed construct such a disaster? Oh, Peter's talking. Tell me more.
You better explain.
Nope, now it's a failure. Avoid eye contact.
Even with my limited artistic ability, I can create...
Get that half a face off screen. Even that's too much exposure for her. Thank you.
I even helped my sister create a new resume when she was looking for a job.
Isn't she still out of work?
This is the most loveless family ever filmed.
To use Quicken, you simply type in the information. It's helped me save and plan up for our kids' education. And even a fun for the family vacation.
Show them the graphs you always do, Mom.
Her lines aren't even set on screen anymore. By the time this is done, she'll be talking in a volcano.
Dad told me he's going to help me get a checking account and use Quicken on the computer to track my funds.
What about me, Mom? I have money too.
Well, I guess you'll have to ask your dad if you can get one.
This writer is working through her inferiority complex with her father and her brother. Let's see if her blinks spell out SOS. Oh wait, I forgot, like I mentioned before, nobody blinks!
2 more key tools I find essential on my system are an unerased program and a tape backup system.
What do they do?
I can explain that, Dad.
Thank you, sole inheritor of the family wealth.
Someday you're going to lose a very important document that you might have been working on for a couple of days, and there will be nothing I can do to help you retrieve it.
Your daddy's right, kids.
You missed my hand, but whatever, that's nowhere near the weirdest thing in this.
How often do we actually have to back things up?
At school, they told us we should do it every few minutes.
That's a good idea.
Just use your brain, sis.
Yes, Your Honor.
That's enough out of you too.
White Lotus is less awkward than this.
Oh, Peter, show them the Life magazine CD-ROM with the contents from the past 50 years.
And again, how do you install a CD-ROM?
Did they write you with any functioning skills?
Click ahead to the install application from your CD or disc. It's fun to do installations.
The phrase take 2 should be tossed around more on set.
It looks so great that I got an A.
Wasn't that an A-?
So I forgot to spell check. An A is still an A.
That's right, son.
You can smack her next time she dismisses you.
If you plan to use that printer exclusively, then select it as your default printer.
I don't know what you mean by default printer, Dad.
What a shocker. I'm surprised you haven't eaten the computer yet.
Well, honey, some people might have more than one printer.
Like how I wish I had more than one son to praise.
Well, as you can see, our home computer really has touched our
like
lives.
that.
And we hope it will change yours too, for the better.
See you next time.
Well, I think for a dysfunctional family of alien robots trying to blend in as human, this is the most charming instructional video I've ever seen. Okay, so here's the thing. After filming, I actually found out there was another video in between these two called Family Guide to the Internet. So this is a trilogy, if you can believe it. I discovered this halfway through editing though, and honestly, it's pretty boring and not nearly as funny as the other two, so here's just the funniest moments.
Now I can surf the net anytime I want, not just during my 1-hour computer class at school.
They have any advice on rigging your mics better?
Don't worry, there's cool stuff too.
And it's not just for boys either.
Where would you get that idea, not Peter?
TCP/IP with Unix as the programming language.
Dad, I'm still confused.
This is why the internet is just for boys.
The most important is that you need to have 8 megs of RAM memory as an absolute minimum.
Jesus, I'm not a millionaire.
Peter, you might want to explain what it means to download.
That's simple. It means to transfer a file of information.
And it's easy to do, too. Even I know how.
I don't know, they're painting you as pretty stupid.
You'll notice web addresses everywhere. Television, magazines, newspapers. Oh, it appears we have a few possibilities here. Okay.
Did your head get taken over by a puppeteer? What's going on?
Or if you're feeling a little hungry, my flock, we can...
What pills are in your purse, Mom?
Wait, and you say it's low cost. I heard video conferencing can cost $5,000 or more.
Good God. I have nothing else to say except good God.
Oh, that's great. I can see myself now. I'll have my 15 minutes of fame online.
Aw, geez, honey, you deserve at least 30.
Oh.
Fine, I'm not telling you I'm having a threesome with the sound crew, and that's why our audio is going in and out. Again, like I was with the sound crew.
We shouldn't spam anyone.
That's sending junk email to lots of people you don't know, right?
Right. Hey, you're a quick learner.
I'm standing right here, Dad.
Ask a lot of newbie questions without first getting the facts.
That's right. Rich, you sound more and more like Joe Friday. Are you becoming a detective?
Only in solving the case of Where's Our Love Gone?
Here's another hint. Don't type in all caps, you look like you're shouting.
Which I have to do to remind my family I exist.
Surf's up. See you on the net.
Yeah, if I could ever get any time on our computer.
Maybe we need 2 computers.
Good idea!
I'd have to sell all of you to make that happen. Okay, those are the best moments. But okay, seriously, let's stop fooling around. Let's get mercilessly 1997.
You're going surfing on the internet.
Now on to the main attraction, Kids Guide to the Internet. Let's see how many of the Jamesons have smothered each other in their sleep.
On your mark, get set. We're riding on the internet.
Whew, for a second I thought they weren't gonna get the Culps back to do the music.
Hey there, it's us again. This is my brother Peter, Mom and Dad, and I'm Dasha.
Wow, somehow it looks like they've grown even further apart. The father's giving a look like, I am doing this to avoid a divorce.
Now that I've gotten on the internet, I'd rather be on my computer than doing just about anything.
It's really cool.
Years later, we'll discover the crippling psychological punishment that comes with that.
As Rich told you, we installed the internet on our computer just a short time ago.
That's why we're creepily wearing the exact same clothes. All our closets are just these singular outfits we have. What's a cult?
Peter is constantly quoting sports statistics, and he can tell you the best surfing spots around the globe.
Not to mention the improvement in Peter's grades, and Dasha's too. Having the internet in our home.
What did this girl do? This better end with her getting an admittance to Hogwarts and turning all her family into weather balloons.
The kids are improving in their grades and communication skills.
Yeah, their communication skills have skyrocketed. They've gone from monotone to just a hint above snoring.
Don't worry though, it's still cool. The program is by kids for kids, and it's not just for boys either.
Look at that light slap the mother gives, like, don't pretend you're Peter. Nobody will ever love you that much.
So let's get underway.
Yeah.
Take a spin, now you're in with the techno set. You're going surfing on the internet.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention both these videos have a wide variety of musical motifs. Like the first one ventured from
All because of a computer chip.
to
All because of a computer chip.
and even
All because of a computer chip.
where this one we made the leap to
You're going surfing on the internet.
and
You're going surfing on the internet.
and even
You're going surfing on the internet.
not to mention
You're going surfing on the internet.
yeah, okay. It looks like the kids are gonna have some friends drop by to show them how the internet works. I too was amazed any of the Jamesons had friends.
Peter doesn't even have to help me anymore. I did my report on the Mississippi River all by myself.
Hey, you know how to spell Mississippi with one I? M-I-S-S-I-S-S-I-P-P.
Sorry, I was just so desperate to downplay your accomplishment.
Hi guys. Dad's just leaving and Mom said we can have the computer all to ourselves.
Hey, Andrew, what's up?
High five, down low, okay.
Hi, Mr. and Mrs. Jameson.
Okay guys, the first thing that you need to know is that the internet is amazing.
Amazing. God, this is so complex.
Once you've learned how to get online yourselves, you'll start seeing web pages everywhere. What's a web page? Something ducks walk on? Ha ha, very funny.
You know, science proved working on this took a year off everybody's life.
Surfing the World Wide Web?
Surfing? That sounds pretty cool already.
Andrew, don't interrupt. Go on, Peter.
Andrew is clearly the Dasha of the family dynamic. Right down to immediate scolding if you ever interrupt Peter.
All web addresses start with http://. Then to access the World Wide Web, you type in www.
This will never be altered. Remember it to your dying day.
Want to write a letter to President Clinton?
Would he answer us?
Peter, no. You, maybe.
It looks just like it does in our history books, only it seems more real, like we're there.
Well, if you're like the Jamesons and haven't left your house except to find a mate, then yes, I could see that.
Dear Mr. President, my name is Peter.
Oh my god. The Peter? Oh, I thought he only existed in stories told around the campfire at Little St. James.
Our friends Lisa and Andrew came over today. Sincerely, Andrew.
Boy, it's pretty bad when even the video is like, Christ, this is boring. Cut ahead 5 seconds.
If your computer is having other problems, make sure you get them fixed first. Otherwise, if you're having problems when you're installing your internet disk, you won't know where they're coming from.
Internet disk is another term you should always be familiar with. Along with more AOL stock, please.
And then there was something about fragments or something?
That's right. Dad had to defragment the disc, too. I'm not really sure what that is, so you better get an adult to help you with it.
Well, that was helpful. If you want to inform me on anything else you're not informed on, please let me know.
Where would you like to go?
Let's check out astronomy.
You sound like fun at parties.
The internet has news lines that give you up-to-the-minute information from the Los Angeles Times, CNN, the New York Times, and the Wall Street Journal.
Can I separate the news articles from the opinion pieces? Currently, yes. In about 20 years, no.
Hey gang, here's a cool site you want to check the next time you're going to the movies. They have hundreds of movie reviews and it's free too.
I'll wait until they get more gimmicky with costumes and sketch comedy and the like.
And you can also check out the latest on TV. Nick at Night, cool.
Congratulations, you were literally the first child in human history to say Nick at Night. Cool.
Look, no hand. This is a lie.
It's all starting to make sense.
Who the hell looks at Mr. Ed on a surfboard and says it's all starting to make sense? You sure this isn't secretly the DARE program showing kids why they shouldn't do drugs? It'd be the most effective thing they ever did.
Our mom is going to be here in a few minutes to pick us up.
Minimize the porn sites.
What about if I want to do my own homepage?
Now that's a big project. You'd better get someone to help you.
There is nothing Peter can't accomplish. He raises his pinky in the seas pot.
So, did you learn anything important today?
Are you kidding? I can't go another day without the internet.
I'm aiming for my self-esteem to nosedive into a pit of Zoloft by the end of the week.
Well, good. I'm glad you got some of the important stuff done before you went to the games at MTV, Dasha.
Did Dasha kill the family cat? Why is everyone so anti-Dasha?
That was definitely cool. Thanks, dude.
Okay, I'm impressed. I didn't think a screenplay could be written by the How Do You Do fellow kids meme, but here we are.
As a parent, I've never been happier than when my children ask their friends over for an internet computer party.
That line was written by AI.
I'd like to add a word about safety, though. You have to remember the internet is not a regulated environment, so the quality and accuracy of various informational offerings can differ.
Like some poor soul still think the moon landing was real. This is why my kids are homeschooled and bite anyone who looks them straight in the eye.
Oh, did you get those Rolling Stone concert tickets? And the whole family can go, right? I mean, you can buy tickets online.
I don't know. What do you think, kids?
Yeah. Surf's up. See you on the net.
The next day, their bodies were found in the dumpster. Cause of death? Just being. And that was something. The funny thing is, as much as Kids Guide to the Internet blew up over the years, I actually think Family Guide to the Computer is a lot funnier. Just its bizarre writing and passive-aggressive nature is so hypnotizing. And there's just so many odd reactions and inhuman interactions that just don't feel right. Kids Guide has a lot of that too, but not to the same degree. However, Kids Guide does have a lot more dated references that are fun to look back on and compare to today. Either way, both of these have a fair amount of laughs. It's very easy to see why these are still being shared and talked about and snickered at almost 30 years later. They're both so of their time and not of their time simultaneously. You can certainly tell when it was made and what they're trying to replicate, but crack up at the awkward way they're so poorly trying to replicate it. They're a ton of fun to watch, and you can literally check them out on YouTube right now. Whether you grew up watching this, discovered it when it blew up, or just found out about it like I did, it's a great dosage of odd that's sure to upload the most wonderfully uncomfortable of smiles. I'm the nostalgia critic guy, remember? So you don't have to.
What's a web page? Something ducks walk on? Ha ha, very funny.